the challenge is again, how can we as a country, achieve that first world income with third world inefficiencies, especially when it comes to corporate governance, issues to do with corruption, just as is being indicated. Your thoughts?
I think, first of all, thank you for having me in this show tonight. But even before I come to the specific issues that my colleague has raised, I wanted to say that I think in the 4 years that we have had President Ruto in administration, this is probably one of the biggest beautiful things that has happened in the country, because everybody now is discussing about a vision, about what they want to see in the development. We've gotten a break from the usual vitriol in politics. And I'm liking the fact that the discussion is being carried out at different levels. I'm seeing young people, saying their things, women saying their things, old people saying their things. I think this is a beautiful thing. Bible says, without our vision, our people perish. And I think this vision that we are trying to create for the people, to focus them where we can go, it's possible to achieve it. And when you look at it, Vision 2030 has brought us to where we are with the SGR. We've seen the road networks improve. We have seen education improve, more people are covered and so on. But now we want to take a leap, a big leap. And Dibal, we are not inventing the wheel. From where I see it, I had the fortune of visiting China officially to see what they do, And we were invited as some members of the UDA to see how how China does its things. This is sometime, I think it was towards the end of last year. And let me tell you, China is not there by chance. China has had very, very good planning, very nice. China, and I hope this is what we are going to achieve. Since 1953, they've had very strict way of doing their things. And in this year, what they do? They have 3 levels of development planning. There's the long-term development planning, which would be like 15 years. And then there is a 5-year development plans. And then the third level is where we have sectoral and local annual plans that will feed into the 5 years, that will feed into the long-term development plan. In March 2026, they adopted that 15-year plan, for example. And then now every area has adopted its own 5-year plan, So like the sector for manufacturing, they will go and say, we want by this time to be able to do this in AI. By this time, we want to be doing this in science, technology, and whatever. By this time, we want to be producing this amount of metric ton as entire China for maize or whatever it is. So people are geared, people are focused, people are moving in that direction. So all the planning of government, the provincial systems and the local councils and whatever, they feed into what has been agreed. So for me, I think this discussion is so important that despite all the other things that may be there, I think Kenya has taken a very good step in the right direction. So for me, I'm hoping, and apart from doing this, apart from China, apart from adopting the 15-year development plan in March 2026, they also passed a law called the National Development Plan. It's a law, like a planning law that now segments, it cements the whole, whatever we have agreed now the next leadership cannot come and just disrupt everything. Because this is something that in Kenya has been also an issue. That maybe you start, you give a promise in your manifesto, you start moving it in this direction, the promise is not anchored in law, the next administration comes and removes it. So I'm hoping after we have agreed on how the country should look like in 30 years, then let us also know that the county development plans will be feeding into the national development plan, so that all of us are moving in the same direction. And I'm also hoping that we will create a law, just like China did, that will force administrations to come, because Ruto is just going to be there for another 5 years, and then after that he's gone. But we don't know who else will come after President Ruto. We want the country to be larger than the political players and office holders. So for me, I want, like, my children to grow knowing that, Dad, they promised maybe 100,000 kilometers of tarmac, bitumen standard, the way Mheshimiwa Mogeni is saying, that Singapore has 100% coverage, and we don't have that 100% coverage. So that then my kids, if they ever get into office, or their generation, when they get into office, they know the previous guys, they did only 30% or 40%, but this is the plan. So we need to find resources to execute these plans. Now, I believe our country, with the irrespective of the differences in our political, visions and plans.
Yes,
I think our country has a good number of people who believe in the positive good in the country, and who know that if we execute a plan, irrespective of who is leading the nation, who is running the county government,
yes,
we are going to take steps ahead, and our children are going to have more jobs, and our economy is going to grow. So I think we are headed in the right direction.
In the right direction, and we can see that he's very sanguine.